Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Quarantine Kitchen. I'm your host, Paul Desman, and it's always great to see you. We really enjoyed that stroganoff from the last episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. We're going to keep the same kind of theme for this episode. The other day, I was looking at goulash recipes, and I kind of put a few things together, and I was like, well, I've never really made goulash before, so I'm going to break my rule again and do that for this episode. The biggest benefit of that is that, just like the stroganoff, you can make this in just one pan, and it's pretty simple. To make my goulash, we will need about a pound of ground beef, elbow macaroni, this one's gluten-free, beef stock, olive oil, 1 can of diced tomatoes, 1 can of tomato sauce, some tomato paste, our old friend salt and pepper, mystery paprika, Italian seasoning, some shredded cheddar or shredder, an onion, Parmesan cheese, and of course we'll need some garlic.
Yeah, I know, I'm breaking my rule again, but I swear it'll be worth it. There's a lot of love in this video, meaning there's a lot of stirring. I find myself stirring things all the time now, but I do enjoy putting love out into the world. Before we can dive in, we need to wash our hands and the onion. Dice the onion. You can use other veggies like peppers or tomatoes if you want, but I just stayed with the onion. I'm just cooking what I've got over here, you know? It's helpful to put it into a bowl. Once you're done with that, get a pan under the stove, get your olive oil out, drop in a good amount, and fire it up to 11. After a minute or so, drop in the diced onion and let them cook for a few minutes. Stir them around with some love. Don't worry, there'll be more love to come. I've got plenty to go around. A few more minutes later, it's time to do the garlic, and show off your love by stirring it in. You only need another minute before you dump in the meat. Make sure you break it up so that it stirs in more easily, and then give it a ton of love. Just stir it until it's mixed together and starts to turn brown. Don't forget to invite our friends Salt and Pepper to the party. Fun fact, if you like your food more salty, add more salt. If you like your food, better, add more pepper. Seriously, it's great. Either way, whatever you add, make sure you give it some love right after. Sometimes it's fun to shake it up. Now, you only need a tablespoon of tomato paste, but this may prove more difficult than you'd like. It just doesn't want to let go of the spoon. Even when I gave up and chose to stir it in, it just refused to let go. I tried and tried, hoping that some piece of beef would take pity on me and finally grab it, but no. I had to wrestle it off of there to get it into the mixture. Pretty soon it was time to add the beef stock, and I felt much better. You're supposed to add a little more than a cup, but I just poured it in. However, I did follow that up with a bunch of love. Grab that can of tomato sauce and pour it over everything in a circular motion for better optics. Then grab a can of diced tomatoes and dump them in a less graceful circular motion for the same reason. Immediately follow that up with the love. Stir all that tomato goodness in. Get out the Italian seasoning and add as much as you like. If you've never used Italian seasoning before, I would start light. It does not mess around. I, however, like a lot of it. But don't take any guff. Muscle that seasoning around with some love and get out some paprika. Again, however much you like is great. If you ask me, the more the better. Now it's time for a little elbow grease. Okay, not really grease, but elbow macaroni. Just like the cans from before, dump this macaroni into the pan in a circular motion so it looks good on video. And you guessed it, give it some more love. Always with the love over here. Time for shredder. Just dump the entire bag in and thank me later. Have I mentioned how much I love cheese? Of course, give the whole thing some love once the bag is empty. When it's time to serve it up, giant heaping spoonfuls is best. Throw a few of those on a plate and, what's that? It needs more cheese? In that case, get out your Parmesan cheese and cover everything with it. And just like that, it's time for dinner.
And that's how you make my goulash. This is looking really good. I cannot wait to take a bite. This has been Quarantine Kitchen. I'm your host, Paul Desman. For more videos like this, more recipes like this, please like this video or subscribe to my channel by clicking on my face right about here. Thank you so much. See you next time. You hungry, dear?
I don't know.